Have you noticed that as everything around you seems to decline, one thing still grows? It is the power of your rulers. None of their plans and directives have solved your problems or made your life better. The only result has been their increased control over you at the cost of your freedom. Do you know why? You gave them the power.
Yeah, good morning to you guys. There are currently tens of thousands of migrants really from all around the world who are in Mexico as we speak right now, trying to move north here to the United States, and many of them are willing to do pretty much whatever it takes to make that happen.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border.
Take a look at this video. You guys just mentioned it. This is out of Mexico on Thursday, the state of Tamaulipas in northeastern Mexico, where the authorities there made a huge bust of Central American migrants, 650 of them who are being smuggled in shipping containers on trucks heading right here for the U.S. border. There were 198 unaccompanied children mixed in with that group. That's kids making that journey completely alone. They found this thing because authorities there heard talking coming from inside of those trailers. They x-rayed it and found all the people inside. Ultimately, 4 human smugglers were arrested for that incident. You can see they were spraying the migrants down with some unknown substance. We're not sure what that was about. But there's also thousands of migrants waiting in the Mexican city of Tapachula, trying to get north here to the United States as well. And they've got an activist leading them who had some fighting words. Take a listen to this.
Vamos a ir con amparos y nos vamos de Tapachula. Y esta vez con papeles o sin papeles estamos listos para la guerra. Si la Guardia Nacional.
So you hear him say they're ready for war. What he means by that remains to be seen. But take a look at this video. This is out of Tijuana, where the Mexican government is reporting 200 Haitians are showing up in Tijuana every single day, and about 6,000 are showing up per month so far. Now, some of the Haitians down there have told media outlets they're planning to stay in Mexico. They're just looking for work permits down there. But you take a look at this video out of Del Rio last month. We also what happened underneath that international bridge. We know a lot of these Haitians are trying to get here in the States and will do whatever it takes to make that happen. So as all of this is going on, there was a U.S. delegation who went to Mexico on Friday. Our Secretary of State, DHS Secretary, etc. Noticeably absent from those meetings with the Mexican government was VP Kamala Harris, our border czar. She went to New Jersey instead, where she went to a daycare and played bingo with school children. She hasn't been to the border since June, when she went to El Paso. And yesterday, former DHS Secretary Chad Wolf didn't mince words with what he thinks about that. Take a listen.
It's quite unbelievable that you have the border czar who is in charge of, she says not border security, but she's talking about the root causes of migration. That's what this team was doing in Mexico, talking about some of those root causes, meeting with the president of Mexico. So it's certainly at the vice president's level to be down there, to be engaged on these discussions, and she's completely absent.
And back out here live, you take a live look at our Fox News drone here in La Joya, Texas. What you're looking at here is the incomplete Trump border wall. This is the wall that was going up during the Trump administration here in La Joya. La Joya, one of the biggest hotspots along the entire border in terms of the sheer volume of people who come across. They really need this wall here to help plug up the security. But DHS announced on Friday in a Friday evening news dump that they are canceling all remaining border wall contracts here in the Rio Grande Valley. So what you're looking at right here is all they're going to get here. Just about a half mile of wall. Nothing else is going to go up because the Biden administration says they don't believe in the wall. They don't think it's effective, and they want, quote, smarter border security solutions. We'll send it back to you.
Hey, Bill, great job. You've done a great job down there for weeks now. You know, listening to your report, You've got that activist, as you described him, talking about we're ready for war. Now, granted, it's one man, it's one guy, but you've also been reporting and sharing images with us of cartel gunfire flying across the border. I'm just curious, over the weeks that you've been there, Bill, have you seen a change in the sort of impossible task of feeling out the climate of this thing? It seems to be, if I take those things together, more and more I don't think tense would be the right word. I don't even know if chaotic is the right word, but becoming confrontational.
Yeah, and what we're really starting to see is a lot more of that criminal element and a lot more runners starting to come across. The last couple of months over the summer, June, July, August, really what we were seeing out here were mostly those family units just pouring across the border. Now we're embedding with DPS and National Guard each night. It's almost all runners out here. These are people who do not want to be caught. You go out into the field with them and you kind of have to watch your step to make sure you're not stepping on people because there's so many people hiding in the grass out here. And you're right. You mentioned that cartel gunfire. We were in Roma the other night. The cartels are making a killing off this. We already know this. The human smugglers are benefiting the most from this crisis. But there have been a lot of cartel gunfights up there in that city across from Roma. And we were embedded with the National Guard. And yeah, we saw machine gun tracers flying across the border into the United States. Those rounds were going above a National Guard observation post. And we were with a bunch of soldiers who were shocked to see that. You could kind of hear them in the video going, holy bleep, because that's not something they see very often. Tracer rounds from a potential MT-40 machine gun going into the United States, not just, tracers going back and forth in Mexico.
Right. Thank you, Bill.
Bill Maloogian, the only thing a runner doesn't want to run into is a wall. And that's the one thing we're not building anymore. Bill Maloogian, thank you so much.